Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. So in today's video I'm going to be doing a chit chat getting ready with me video. No, I'm not going anywhere. I just want to sit down and play with some makeup and talk to you guys because I haven't done this in quite some time. If you guys are new to my channel, hi, hello, my name is Ken. I basically do lifestyle, beauty, content, vlogs, that sort of thing. If you guys are new to the format of my chit chat getting ready with me videos, chit chat getting ready with me videos, I basically just do my makeup in front of the camera, talk to you guys, have a little story. If you guys missed out on the names of the products or I didn't mention it or the particular shades, definitely check out the description box down below. I always fill that out for you guys. So yeah, I'm just gonna start off with some primer. So what is up guys, it's been a hot minute since I've actually done anything like this. I have to admit I did kind of take a bit of a break from YouTube. I mean, I still have my content still going up, but I just didn't really feel my content, if that makes sense. You know, I had a lot of things going on as well, like stuff at work and like some personal stuff that I had to like really focus my energies on. Nothing bad or anything like that, but it was just, you know, I didn't have time to really concentrate on my content. And as I've mentioned before, my views have gone down as well, and I'm not really sure what's happening. I pretty much do the same thing as always, and it's gone down. I suspect it might be because like I said, my energy is kind of a bit like my energies have been focused on other things, so maybe my content's not as appealing as it used to be. I don't know. But we carry on. Alright, so I've got a new eyeshadow palette. This one is from MAC, and this one is the MAC Shiny Pretty Things Parting Smoky palette. So this is actually quite interesting. I don't know if you guys can see that. Really cute. As you guys can see, it's got like some texture to it, and it's not actually just a print, it's actually fabric. So that's really cute. And this is the first eyeshadow palette that I ever got from MAC, by the way this was sent in PR, that actually has a brush. But anyway, that's the colour selection. Really like that blue, you know, I'm a sucker for blue. I think I might do a blue eyeshadow look. I was actually tempted to either do that green or blue, or actually why don't I do both? Alright, so just got my handy dandy Urban Decay Urban Decay eyeshadow primer potion. To set that, I'm just going to grab this palette from MAC. This is the Studio Fix Sculpt in Shape Contour palette. I recently tried just using like normal eyeshadows, like just go ahead like without setting the eyeshadow primer, and I just found it a little bit hard to blend, so definitely not doing that again. So I'm just going to grab this sort of like pinky shade one, which is one of the colors I never ever really use in this palette because so lately I've been trying to use up products in my collection that I know I don't normally use. So things like this, just use it for other purposes, just so that I use it, because I end up really not using a lot of the product, and I do feel bad because it's just a lot of waste. And sometimes when I have family or friends over that want to take some of the stuff off me, they don't really want certain things, so it just ends up staying there. Alright, so that's the colour selection. Very pretty. Don't really know how I want to start this. Alright, I might just grab that shade there. Use that as a transition colour first. Alright, so going back to life updates. Yeah, I've just been pretty busy, just, you know, focusing on work. And recently our lease at the apartment has ended, so we're currently on a periodic lease, so that basically means month to month basis. And we decided, you know what, maybe we should move to another place, just because I don't know, like the place is great, but honestly it is very hot in here, especially during the summer. So if you guys don't know, this place is pretty much like all glass and it looks fabulous, but yeah, in terms of heat it's not very good. Lighting wise, amazing. So I'm just looking up the other colors in this palette, and this is definitely a very smoky palette. Like all the colors are quite dark, so I'm just going to be grabbing that shade over there. So it kind of looks like a greeny black, if that makes sense. So the story behind the new place we're moving into is My partner and I try and go to house inspections together all the time, and normally we do, but this instance, this one day, I actually had work, so I couldn't go, and there were 2 apartment showings, and I said, like, we'll have to go by yourself and just let me know what you think. So obviously I looked at the photos online and I picked out the places, and I said, like, you just go here and tell me what you think, and if we like it, just apply. Because before we got this place, we actually went to a couple of other house inspections, and there were a few that we kind of liked, and then we kind of stewed on it for a couple of days, and then we thought, you know what, actually I really like that, let's just go apply for it. And then maybe it's like 2 or 3 days after the showing, and a lot of the real estate said, like, no, sorry, yeah, it's taken. One of them I really liked, and so I was quite gutted. So that was like lesson learned, not to really wait too long when it comes to these things. And I always get asked, when are you going to get your license? Some point. It's kind of one of those things, I know I should, but I just haven't really, I don't know, like really allocated the time, the money to do it, because I do want to go to like a proper driving school and learn how to drive properly. I know, like, my dad said, like, oh, why don't you just learn from like other people? And, you know, not that I don't trust them, it's just I'd rather learn from someone who does it as a job. That way I know exactly, and I can ask questions, and, you know, just road safety in general. I'm very big on that. Sorry, I used the matte black in this one because it's starting to look a little bit too pale. I don't really know where I'm going with this, but I'm sure it will turn out okay. I normally just kind of like play around with different colours to achieve a certain look. Alright, so as you guys can see, there's a little bit of fallout. I'll fix that up later. I'm just going to take a little bit more of that primer. Just going to dab a little bit there and there, just to be a little, just to make it a little bit tackier. Grab that sort of like greeny color. It's really pretty. What shade is that? I think it's called Windy Moors, which I think is a luster finish. It just says L, so I'm assuming that's luster. You know, when I picked up this palette, I didn't really anticipate this kind of look. I think I thought I was just gonna go like a normal, like bronzy look, but I don't know. Alright, so I'm just gonna put that there as well. I know I was gonna go for a halo initially, but I don't know, I feel like this actually looks better like this. Ooh, I just realized I didn't finish that story about my partner going to the house inspections. Sorry, I got a little bit sidetracked. I'm a bit all over the place. So yes, I sent him to 2 house inspections. One of them I really liked, but when he got there, he told me that I don't really like how the layout is, and he said that the photos were a little bit misleading, like they were taken at a certain angle to make the rooms look a little bit bigger. And yeah, okay, I get that. I mean, sometimes photos can be quite deceiving. And the second place that he checked out was actually an address that I didn't intend to send him to. I had another place in mind, but it was happening at around the same time. I was actually just like at work, and I got the message like, oh, what are the addresses and stuff, and I just thought, okay. So I quickly scrolled through my phone. I basically downloaded the app, realestate.com.au, not an ad, and then I just chose the time that I knew the inspections were happening, and then I sent the first one I saw. That wasn't the one I actually wanted to send him to. So anyway, he said he went to the second house inspection, and he said he really liked it. And, you know, in my head, I'm thinking of place A, where he actually went to place B. And then that night we spoke about it, and I said, like, what are you talking about? Like, when he was describing the place. I got a little bit confused because obviously I had place A in my head, and then he got place B in his head, and then he showed me the link that I sent him, and I was like, oh, I sent you to the wrong place. So oddly enough, that was actually the place we also got. So basically we agreed that because of our previous experience, that we need to just send our applications ASAP if we, you know, we kind of have an inclination that we really like that place. I sell water, by the way. Yeah, so we applied for it, and then I think we waited 2 days before we heard anything back from the real estate, because they were doing like all these checks and stuff. And yeah, we got the place. So that was, you know, that was kind of that was a little bit stressful, because again, I work pretty much Monday to Friday, and some of these inspections happen during the week, and it's really hard for me to get away from work to attend these inspections. So I'm just really glad that we're over and done with that stuff. I mean, as much as I like going to house inspections to kind of like nosy around and like see how people set up their homes and stuff like that, it is quite stressful, especially if, you know, you've got a full-time job and you've got other things that you need to do. Alright, so I'm just going to grab some liner. This one is the Pro Longwear Fluid Line Black Track by MAC. Let's find an angle brush. Sorry, I had to concentrate with the gel liner. I'm sure you guys understand. So my partner and I are moving in at into the new place, I should say. I think the beginning of December or mid-December, so that's really exciting. The other day I finally organised the removalists, so like the moving men to help us move, so that's great. I have to say, some of these removalist places are quite pushy. Like, I was talking to one of them and he basically wanted me to commit to you know, the moving date and stuff then and there when I spoke to him over the phone. At that point I was really just ready for a quote, and yeah, it was just very, very pushy, and I don't appreciate it when like salespeople are so pushy. Yeah, it's just, you know, I'm not really 100% yet, and then here you are trying to force me into this. Like, I know it's probably like a commission thing, but seriously, that was not cool. Anyway, and it didn't end up going with that person, or that company I should say. And then I rang another place, and the person I was talking to was very, very understanding and just very nice about it, you know, very understanding, and just didn't really pressure me into it, just letting me know that this is what was happening, and, you know, they could give me a deal if I committed now. And, you know, I think sometimes it's just about the approach when it comes to these things, and just because of how this person's approach was, I was pretty much sold. And, you know, they had insurance, they had in-house trained staff for that sort of stuff, so, you know, it was just like really, really easy and just like a nice conversation. Alright, some Hourglass powder. I'm just going to use that to set this. Alright, for foundation, I'm just going to be using the Too Faced Born This Way foundation. I'm going to be using this tanning sponge from Target, I believe. Just going to use that to blend the product. I remember when I saw my friends start using this, like, I think my camera actually stopped recording. So sorry. So what has happened? So I have used some Tarte Shape Tape with some Maybelline Fit Me Concealer, just put it underneath the eyes. And then I just set that with a little bit of Hourglass powder. So now I'm just setting the rest of my face using some Mineralized Skin Finish from MAC. So I think you guys haven't really missed much, but I'm just catching you guys up with what's been happening. What else can I tell you guys? Oh yes, I know some of you guys have requested that I do a makeup tutorial on the look that I wore for the Taylor Swift concert. Yes, I will do that at some point. I'm really sorry. I did write that down on my phone, but I just kind of like got distracted and kind of have other content that I need to prioritize. But I'm definitely going to film that. Maybe that's going to be my next video for next week, but we'll see. Alright, so I think the base is pretty much done. I'm just going to finish off the rest of the eyes before I move on to the rest of the base, because I know some people don't really like it when I leave the eyes for last. Okay, now I'm going to grab that blue, and I'm going to try and smudge that black eyeliner with this, and it's just going to, theoretically, this is just theoretically in my head, that's going to look nice. Okay, so before I pop on some lashes, I'm just going to do the brows. I've got this one from Full Brow. This one is the Taupe Eyebrow Powder. As you guys can see, there's a tiny bit of pan already. This is like one of my favourite brow products. I'm also quite excited for tomorrow because tomorrow it's my partner's 30th weekend getaway. It's not really a weekend, we're just going to be overnight. We're going to Lake Mountain, which is basically Marysville. So I'm pretty sure entrance at this time of year is free, but not really sure. I couldn't really get in contact with anyone to confirm it, so I guess we're going to just go and see. Alright, so I've got lashes. I don't actually know what brand this is, but I think they're appropriate for what I want to do, so let's put them on. Okay, so lashes are on. I basically use some Duo. I think these lashes are Unicorn Cosmetics. I don't know. Okay, so now we're going to move on to some bronzer. So One of my favourites, Rimmel LondonGood to Glow. The Airbnb that we're going to be staying at is actually quite pretty. Like location wise, based on the photos, it looks pretty good. So hopefully it is. I will be vlogging a little bit of it just to show you guys the scenery. I do have to say the Airbnb itself is a little bit weird. We have to bring our own sheets. Like, I don't know, I've never really seen that sort of like requirement from an Airbnb before. Like I've, you know, slept in a couple of Airbnbs already, and most of them, you know, have their own provided sheets and stuff. Apparently the host says it's to help keep the costs down, which, okay, fair enough. I don't know, I just found it weird. And I also, like, I was in the bath earlier and I was reading like all the requirements and like how to check in and stuff like that, and then there was another requirement that we had to like vacuum before we leave, that sort of stuff. I mean, like, I'm all about like leaving the place all tidy for you, but I don't know, I just found that a bit weird. But yeah, I'll vlog that all for you guys so you guys can see what we get up to. So I've got this little sample of the NARS Orgasm blush, so I'm just grabbing this on a Urban Decay brush. Depending on the site, we might be able to fly the drone. Not really sure. My partner's got a drone. I think it's called the Mavic 4, or like one of the latest Mavic ones. So hopefully we get to fly it, because I don't think he's flown it in quite some time. There's a lot of like restrictions in terms of flying your drones here in Australia, especially here in Victoria. You know, like some people still fly their drones, don't get me wrong, but we just like to fly the drone in places that we're allowed to. Alright, so going back into that contour kit, I'm just going to grab the middle shade at the bottom and use that as my contour. Okay, for highlighter, I'm just going to be grabbing the MAC Soft and Gentle Mineralized Skin Finish. Let me just find a clean highlighter brush. Alright, so inner corner highlight, I'm just going to go back into the eyeshadow palette, and I think I'm going to go for that really light silver shade. I think that's just appropriate for this look. This is definitely a nice like evening party smoky eyeshadow palette. I really like the colour selection. I mean, these aren't colours I would normally go for, but I think the colour selection together actually works really well. And then for the actual lipstick, I've got this one from Maybelline. This one is the SuperStay Matte Ink. This one is in 60 Poet. Right, and then for setting spray, I've got this one from Gerard Cosmetics. This one is the Nikkia Joy collaboration one. I've got a little bit left, so I might as well just use it up. Alright guys, so that is the final look. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. I do really like that pop of highlight. I haven't really done like super beaming highlighter in quite some time, but I recently used the Anastasia Glow Kit, and that just kind of reminded me how much I like super blinding highlighter and like super dramatic eyes. So I don't know, it's kind of like a road of rediscovery of how much I actually like taking it on. Anyway, and that's pretty much it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and hopefully you guys don't mind that I was a little bit all over the place when it came to like telling the story. I don't know what happened to me. Anyway, that's pretty much it from me, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to thumbs up the video if you guys enjoyed. Tell me down in the comment box down below what you guys are thinking about buying for Christmas in terms of makeup. I know there's so many makeup releases coming up, and honestly it's so hard to kind of like think, ooh, I actually want that. Actually, I want that. Anyway, if you guys would like to see more of me and more of my content, definitely head over to my Instagram. I do post a little bit more over there compared to YouTube, just because it's a little bit quicker, if that makes sense. Anyway, that's it for me, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye.